Yo, welcome to Madden Simulation NFC Championship Edition. Divisional round. Madden actually got it right. Kansas City and Buffalo in a thriller. So on the AFC side, we have Kansas City hosting Cincinnati, and on the NFC side, we have the rubber match of the two teams out of the best division in all of the NFL. It is the San Francisco 49ers versus the LA Los Angeles Rams. Can the Rams pull off their dominance in the West and become only the second team in as many of years hosting the Super Bowl? So yeah, here we go. I already simulated the AFC Championship game between Cincinnati and Kansas City, so go check that out. And this is all going to be mainly NFC talk. NFC talk. How the San Francisco 49ers got here. How the LA Rams got here. Talk about the divisional games that were heartbreaking for me and a bittersweetness in the end. But here we go. Here we go. San Francisco, Los Angeles Rams. These two teams have won the NFC. These two teams have won the NFC the last 3 years. The Rams won it 3 years ago. The 49ers won it 2 years ago. Tampa Bay won it last year. So here we go. Here we go. Get this baby started. I mean, we're just gonna have good old fun time. We just had a fun time simulating the AFC Championship game. Now it's time for the NFC Championship game, and sit back, relax. Let's just have a good old time. And let's see. We'll see. Because we know, no. This is really the rubber match? I don't think so. I think San Francisco. San Francisco has won. Has won 4-6 straight against the Rams. So this will make it very interesting. This will make it very interesting on how this game plays out. So I think I talked about that Super Wildcard weekend.
When able, he's a capable quarterback prone to winning games both in the regular and postseason.
The 49ers Rams rivalry, we'll just jump into that right away. And how the 49ers have dominated it. Yeah.
They'll run on first down. It's Mitchell.
The last time the Rams have beaten the 49ers, it was 2018 when they swept them. Okay, that was San Francisco's down year.
Here's 2nd and 9.
To some extent. That was the year the Rams made this. Oh, right away, Jimmy G throws an interception. Pick 6 for the Rams. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a long game if that's how it starts. And now it's definitely near SoFi Stadium.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Wow.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball.
But yeah, like I was saying, just start diving in right away. Then we'll talk about divisional round. And when second half starts, we'll talk about how the Niners and Rams got here, how they got to Championship Sunday, and then see how the rest of the game goes and give my prediction.
It's up, it's good, and the Rams
take a
7-0 lead.
The Rams have not beaten the 49ers since the 2018 season.
Navigating his way into the end end zone for the
And
touchdown.
is that? Oh wait, no, that's at San Francisco, and that's at LA. Okay, that doesn't tell me really anything. Right. I would prefer which game came first. You know what I mean? Looking at this, I probably could find a different one. But yeah, so 2019, the 49ers beat the Rams 34-31, 27-20, or 20-7. 2020, 24-16, 23-20. That was when the 49ers had a down year last year. And the Rams finished second in the NFC West. Yeah, I wish Jimmy G was more like that in the divisional game.
And in my experience, a lot of quarterbacks
Jimmy Garoppolo is not that good of a quarterback.
and get those points back
He's
immediately.
a time manager more or less. And when I guess it's called upon, he can hit those plays. I mean, he's got Kittle, he's got Deebo Samuels, but
now a handoff here to his running back.
But yeah, but then this past year, 49ers 31-10, and then last game of the regular season, forced overtime. They were down 17-0, and they forced overtime and they win 27-24.
Then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And in all honesty, a lot is on the line between these two teams. Sean McVay wants to erase what happened 3 years ago. And what, best team in the NFC.
Because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your
actually,
running
no,
back and it can turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short game.
Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ernest
Oh,
Jones.
this will actually be the second time these two teams have met in the postseason.
So the Rams in great position here as they get things started.
This will be the second time these two teams have met in the postseason. The last time they met was the 1989 NFC Championship Game where the 49ers won.
He was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick throughout his career. He's been one of the most
So 49ers are 1-0. This is only the second time that these two teams have will meet in the postseason, and yet again it's a championship game. But like I said, these two teams have a lot on the line. You have what Sean McVay and the Rams, what happened to them, this high-powered offense, just getting shut down by New England in Super Bowl 53.
Because his primary job is
And just embarrassed.
pass. You don't often see a cornerback making tackles in the backfield. But he's
Let's get that. No, that's not what I want. Yeah, let's go. Let's type that in. Super Bowl
Loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
53.
Now it's Stafford.
Stafford. Oh man, what's the flag? You leave a man downfield?
And he stopped right at the 25.
Oh no, roughing the passer. It's gonna be roughing the passer.
So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal.
Yeah, the Rams were.
Kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
The Rams were 13-3. They were first in the West. They had the first round bye. They beat the Cowboys. They beat the Saints, and a controversial no call pass interference. Touchdown, Rams are up. Oh my goodness. And they lost to the Patriots 13-3. I mean, just looking at some of the scores. Let's see.
Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Look, just looking back at their 2018,
and then your offense
they started season 8-0.
gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've
33, 13, 34, 0, 35, 23, 38, 31, 33, 31. Denver was the first team in week 6 to hold them under 30 points, 23, 20. Bounce back, 39, 10, 29, 27. Then they lost to New Orleans week 9. No, that game had been New Orleans. New Orleans was the best team in the NFL. NFC that year. They lose to New Orleans, but they still scored 30 points, 30 plus points. 36-31, 54-51. That thriller against Kansas City Monday night, highest scoring NFL Monday night game of all time. Then 30-16. Then they lost to Chicago and Philadelphia 6-15, 23-30. And they finished the season on winning 31-9, 48-32. So, I mean, they were a high-power offense.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
Come on.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio. And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio should ever be in any discussion.
I'll just do that. That's easier.
On first down, it's Mitchell. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position.
Yeah, New Orleans, since they beat the Rams that season, they both finished 13-3. The game was held in the Superdome. And the Saints got screwed by the refs, and then we got pass interference. Replay challenging that only lasted 1 season because the refs refused to overturn pass interference. But yeah, then they only matched the highest scoring team that year, and they could not score any effing points. They only could manage field goals. And Sean McVay and company were embarrassed. And he blamed, more or less blame everything on Jared Goff. It's all Jared Goff's fault.
And he pops it up in the air for the defender.
Out of bounds.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
And now the Rams, they got their quarterback. I wouldn't say of the future, but at least a good 5-6 years, I'd say. With Matthew Stafford in that trade, I mean, Stafford was drafted in 2009. Breaks 1 tackle. Stafford was drafted in 2009 to Detroit, the number 1 pick after going 0-16. And he had mild success. He made the playoffs 3 times with the Lions. All wildcard teams, all road playoff games. He had Megatron, but since he could never, he had to deal with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers in the North. He had to deal with the on and off again Minnesota Vikings. Maybe, Leslie Frazier or holding on the offense. Or I forget the coach who just fired.
Taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
And the Lions were second fiddle in that division. And Stafford had 5,000 yards here and there. He highly, he's a good quarterback. But he just couldn't get out of the shadows. Out of Detroit. And finally, he gets traded to LA, and they finished the regular season 12-5. I think that sounds about right.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think they were 12-5. They had one more hiccup down the road.
Probably wish they would have now.
And
Throwing on second and long. Stafford and bringing it in right
And of course, yeah, they got Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, they are going Super Bowl or bust this year. They halfway through the season, they traded for Odell Beckham Jr. They traded for Von Miller or signed Von Miller, which they traded for. Last year they got Jalen Ramsey. So I mean, like I said, McVay's like, you know, we would have won that Super Bowl if Goff wasn't our quarterback, more or less. Like, and you know, issues last year. Yes, the Rams made the playoffs as a wild card team. They beat Seattle in the first round. They lost to Green Bay, and you know, here we are. Here we are. They're back this time hosting the NFC Championship Game. McVay, the youngest coach in the league, I think. At least one of, if not the. And one of these two teams are going to go to their second Super Bowl in the last 4 years. And then you got San Francisco. You have Mike Shanahan.
Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up first and 10.
Kyle Shanahan, not Mike. Why am I thinking Mike? Kyle Shanahan at the helm. He got the gig following the utter collapse of Atlanta, as he was the offense coordinator in Atlanta, and that utter collapse in Super Bowl 50. Okay?
They fake the give, now
and he's been the head coach since the 2017 season. And in 3 years, he got that team turned around because, you know, they suck. First rounder, Nick Bosa, whoever else, and trade for Jimmy G. But then, you know, their best season, 2019. They had the best record in all of the NFC. And they manhandled Minnesota in the divisional round. They manhandled Green Bay in the NFC Championship Game. And they had the lead. They had the lead in what? They had the lead late in Super Bowl 54. But they were playing against Kansas City, and we all saw what Kansas City just did on divisional round. On the divisional round against Buffalo. Doesn't matter if there was 13 seconds. Doesn't matter if there was, you know, 2 minutes. They can score. And San Francisco has their quarterback issues.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Looking to throw.
There we go, box score. Yeah, it was at the end of the third. San Francisco was winning 20 to 10. 20 to 10. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed both attempts. This time on 3rd down. Then, with less than 6 minutes, with about 6 minutes left in the game, the Kansas City Chiefs scored 21 points. And the rest is history. Kansas City wins their first championship in 50 years. And San Francisco just regressed last year, 2020, because of 2020 season because of injuries, and they draft Trey Lance at quarterback, and questions become: is Jimmy who's going to be the quarterback of the future? Is it going to be Jimmy G or is it going to be Trey Lance? And as we saw, yes, as we saw. In the you know, San Francisco's 2 playoff games, you know, he got the job done, if you want to put it that way. but it wasn't him that won the game divisional game. San Francisco looked like crap, but yeah, it was basically a defensive game and special teams.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well.
It was special teams that helped San Francisco win that game. And, well, there's 3 phases to the game. Offense, defense, and special teams. And he's out of bounds. And if special teams, if one of those 3 can cause you to lose a game.
They've been pretty well dissected by
And
the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete.
We saw that happen. So, I mean, both these teams, after going to the Super Bowl, losing, had a little falling out.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well.
Because,
So a change in possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands.
Did the Rams...
And San Francisco gets set to go here. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down.
Gotta take a quick look here. Come on.
Hands it off out of the gun. Uses the stiff.
Because, yeah,
His way forward for a couple up past
the Rams, after losing the Super Bowl 53, they went 9-7, missed the playoffs.
And held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the 31.
Yeah, they were just on the outside looking in. Minnesota got the 16 with 10-6, and LA was 9-7. They were the first one out.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to
not like it mattered. And, you know, they regressed. They missed the playoffs. They made the playoffs 2020. San Francisco, same thing. San Francisco. They were injury prone last year. I forget they finished.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, but I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
San Francisco was 6-10, and you know, missed the playoffs because injury prone. You know, you lose Super Bowl, injury prone, this and that, boom, boom, boom. You know, Jimmy G was hurt half the season, I think. Kittle, Bosa, you know, some of the big key guys were injured and out. And then, you know, this year, they had a solid start. Got a little rocky in the middle of the season, but finished strong, snuck in. Thanks to, they had to win. They had to win their last game to make the playoffs, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Second half, how San Francisco and LA both got to the championship game. And, you know, they dominated Dallas. And they snuck, I don't care, they snuck past. They got past Green Bay. They snuck past.
So many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing.
I can't really say they outperformed them. They got
just get the ball right to the receiver.
Some lucky breaks.
Tell us, what is the hitch route?
Yeah, just take really one step, like you're driving off the line of scrimmage, get the defensive back on his heels, get the ball out to the receiver, and he does the rest.
Yeah. But, well, let's see. San Francisco is on the drive. And I don't know.
It's Mitchell. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4.
I
Second and
mean,
6.
looking at the final 4 teams, the 4 teams that are remaining: Cincinnati, Kansas City, San Francisco, Los Angeles. I'm just trying to figure out the 4 potential matchups in the Super Bowl and who would potentially win those.
To throw. Kittle catching the slant.
And I mean, if Cincinnati wins the AFC, I think they can beat San Francisco. I don't know if they can beat LA. Okay. San Francisco beat Cincinnati earlier in the season. They did not play LA, but you know, they forced overtime in San Francisco, and San Francisco won in the end. And depending on how healthy Jimmy G is, and how it depends on how Cincinnati plays the run and Kittle, okay. But Cincinnati doesn't have an offensive line, and San Francisco would be just, you know, Joe Burrow, like I said, he got sacked 9 times against Tennessee. He still won the game. So what does that say?
The scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye
discipline. If it's Cincinnati versus LA, I think LA's gonna walk all over them.
He looked like one of those guys.
And it's gonna be a slaughter in my mind. Now, if it's Kansas City and Los Angeles, you know what? I think we'll have a shootout just like they did a few years ago in that Monday night game that was supposed to be in Mexico City, which didn't happen because Mexico did not take care of their football field properly. And, you know, then it was played at the LA Coliseum, and, you know, 105 points, 10 more than I think the other highest scoring game in Monday Night Football history.
They'll try the left side. Mitchell is carry with the
and I think it could be a shootout. I put my money on probably Kansas City if it was Kansas City LA. Now if it's Kansas City San Francisco, I think Kansas City would just slaughter San Fran, just like if it was LA versus Cincinnati. I think LA would slaughter Cincinnati. That's just my opinion, but we'll see. You know, we have 4 potential matchups. You know,
and he'll give it here to his running back.
And like I said before, at the beginning of the season, I thought the NFC West was the best division in all the NFL. I had all 4 teams make the playoffs. Seattle, unfortunately, you know, they had crap the bed. And disappointingly. But I did have San Francisco in the NFC Championship Game in my prediction. I had them losing though to my Packers.
This is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard.
We'll get to that game in a minute. We'll see how this drive goes. If San Francisco's going to go for it, they're going to kick a field goal.
But not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
And
Kyle Shanahan's made the decision.
they're going for it.
Going on 4th down. Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. Toward the side, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short.
2 interceptions.
The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this long drive is going to wind up nothing. A chance to get some momentum here in the second quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
I thought he got it.
Coach, Sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time.
And I mean, that's going to be the other thing for San Francisco and LA. And Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay win the big one. You know, they both got their teams to the Super Bowl several years back, and both felt, both were embarrassed. LA, in my opinion, was more embarrassed. Only scoring 3 points. This high-power offense only can score 3 points. And San Francisco, you're winning. You're winning 20-10 with about 6 minutes left in the game. You give up 21 points.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy.
Whoever wins this game will have a chance for redemption in the Super Bowl. And unfortunately, the Rams can't get redemption over New England, but they could potentially, take their anger out on either Cincinnati or Kansas City. Like I said, if it's Kansas City, LA, oh boy, I think we're going to fireworks. And it's just going to be a shootout. But if it's San Francisco and Kansas City, I think Kansas City's just going to walk all over San Francisco. Even if it's a healthy defensive line. But we'll see. We have time to tell. But so let's go back and look at the divisional round that it was, and obviously we'll start on Saturday. Saturday night, the number 6 seed San Francisco traveling to Green Bay, taking on the number 1 team in the NFC. And, Green Bay started the game off with a touchdown on their opening drive. Okay? San Francisco looked horrible. I think they didn't get their first down until late in the second quarter.
He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit.
I do think that,
space, maybe swing the ball to him,
which that drive ended with an interception, but on Green Bay's second possession, they were moving the ball, but then there was a fumble. Green Bay fumbled the ball, and more or less they didn't look the same after that on their second drive, because the rest of the game was a punt, block field goal, / end of half, punt, field goal, punt, block, punt, return for a touchdown, and
maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Punt, something like that. And game over. And San Francisco, they got a field goal. I think it was 7-0. Was it 7-0 at halftime? I will have to check, because San Francisco blocked a field goal attempt just before halftime, as time expired at the end of the half. Oh, look at that! And he finds his man Kittle, and he's going to be short.
And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play.
I don't want to look at this.
As some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move.
It was 7-0 going to halftime. Then San Francisco got a field goal in the third. Green Bay got a field goal early in the fourth, and with 4:41 left in the game, Green Bay had a punt. And here's the thing: Green Bay, San Francisco, one of their cornerbacks got hurt. He got knocked out of the game on that drive. It's 2nd and 8. Green Bay lost A.J. Dillon at the beginning of the second half, I think, and it turned out he had a fractured rib. And, that hurt Green Bay a lot. Because in these conditions, this is where the big bruising back comes in, comes in handy. And have him gone, you had to focus on Aaron Jones a lot. And don't get me started on Aaron Jones, because he helped set up that field goal at the end of the half. Because there was some blown coverage and he ran 75 yards. But instead of either running out of bounds or just keep running for a touchdown, he saw one of the defenders and he turned back into them. It's like, why? Why do you turn back into him? You would have had a touchdown if you just kept running or if you ran out of bounds. Okay? Green Bay had one timeout left and they had to use it there. Now then, Rodgers ends up fumbling the ball. They recover it, spike it, and then the field goal was blocked. End of half, 7-0. But anyways, it's 2nd and 8. Green Bay. Devontae Adams had a mismatch, and Rodgers, he missed him. It's 2nd and 8 with 5 minutes left in the game. It's like, no, run the ball, run the damn ball. Maybe if I know you have a mismatch and like you two are eye and eye, but you have to play smart. If it was 2nd and short or even 1st down, sure. But now you're 3rd and long. You're gonna have to throw the ball, and you didn't get the 1st down. You punt it. They break through the line. They block it, and they return it for a touchdown. And special teams have been a big factor for Green Bay all season. With more or less starting in that Cincinnati game when Crosby missed 4 kicks, 3 field goal attempts and an extra point. And then just anytime they kick off the ball. You saw it here too. They can't, their punt coverage and their return coverage sucks. And then you got a punt block. That's one thing you couldn't let happen. And game side, like, well, you still got Aaron Rodgers, and then Rodgers just crumbles. You had home field advantage, you had weather on your side, and you blew it. Late in the game, on 3rd or whatever, Rodgers decides to throw it up to Devontae, and not even close. When if you look in hindsight, there's Allen Lazard wide open, cutting across the field, and even Aaron Rodgers said so himself.
On the handoff, it's Akers, and not a whole lot of right there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
San Francisco gets the ball back. Green Bay's defense doesn't do nothing. They get in the field goal range, and who's their kicker? Former Bear, Robbie Gould. And it's like, come on, Robbie. If you can kick in Chicago, you can kick anywhere.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
And of course, to add insult to injury, Green Bay only had 10 men on the field on the final play of the game to show that special teams is more than just special. But my thing is like, why would that 11th guy wasn't going to make any difference? He wasn't going to break through that line to block it. Yeah, sure, you only had 10 men on the field, but come on. And Green Bay dropped the ball again. With so much redemption tour, the last dance, and Green Bay early exit in the playoffs once again, can't win a home game, and there really wasn't much offense after that opening drive. Defense did play very well, and defense also had some miscues. Eric Stokes could have had a pick 6, or at least an interception, if he was watching the ball and not the defender. But yet he's a rookie. And if he, was a ball hawk and watched the ball, he would have picked it off. But blown opportunities like just at the end of the 1st half, and special teams. And if Green Bay does not fire their special teams coach, then they are the special ones. I mean, they let go their previous special teams coordinator, so this is what's his face's first year on the job, but yet he was under the last guy, so they promoted him. It's like, is there anything that shows why he's a better coordinator than the last guy? I don't know. I don't think so. And you can tell him. There was several field goals that were blocked this year. Oh, he fumbles it. There were several field goals blocked this year. I don't know if there was any other punts blocked. Maybe one or two with that. And it's just embarrassing. And like I said before, there's three phases of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. And one is out of sync, it's going to cost you. And that's what everyone was saying about Green Bay. Their special teams is going to cost them when it hurts the most. And that's what happened. So they lose. I got very, sickening and just didn't want to do anything with football. But since the game didn't start until 2 o'clock local time, I had all day and all the previous night to just and when the other NFC divisional game started, LA at Tampa Bay, it's like, okay, I'll check it out, see what the score is, and LA was already up, they were winning, so okay, let's tune this in. Next thing you know, the Rams are just pouring it on Tampa Bay, and like just seeing Tom Brady losing just made me feel just a little bit better.
It hasn't been the best first half.
But you know what happens? You know what would happen? Tampa Bay would start getting a little hot, getting on a little roll. It's like, okay, it wasn't really. It was what was the? Was it 20-3 at one point?
Short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So well done there.
At the end, at halftime, it was 27-3 with 7 minutes left in the third. Okay, and Tampa Bay scored 24 unanswered points. And I'm just like, oh. I remember sharing a tweet and so forth, like, man, just seeing LA beating the crap out of Tampa Bay just makes things feel a little better. And of course, Tampa Bay kicks a field goal with 3 minutes left in the third, and then gets a touchdown shortly after that, just before the end of the third quarter, so it's 27-13. It's like, and then 3 minutes left in the fourth, 27-20. Tampa Bay gets the ball back somehow. 42 seconds left in the game. Tampa Bay ties it up. And Matthew Stafford's like, you got this. And what was it?
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra
5 plays, 42 seconds. It was a touchback, then Stafford was sacked for -1. LA had used their last time out. 2nd and 11 at their own 24. Stafford passed deep, left side to Cup. Pushed out of bounds at the 44 with 20 seconds left. 20 yards, and then that was 34th. 35 seconds, 27 seconds. 27 seconds left. Stafford passed middle to Cup to Tampa Bay's 12 for 44 yards. Runs up, 6 seconds left or so, spikes the ball, and then Matt Gay comes out to kick a game-winning 30-yard field goal. And that's the insane part. The first 3 games of the divisional round, all road teams won. All won on the last second field goal.
as they take over.
And all the games were tied. So, I mean, if anything would have happened, block, shank, whatever, we could have had 4 games. All 3 of those games could have went in overtime. But didn't. They all were won by road teams on a last-second field goal. And then you had to have Kansas City. So, the margin of victory between those 3 games was 9 points. Oh, look at Akers.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 42 yards
And I mean, special teams, and special teams. Then you had Buffalo, Kansas City, the game of the night, game of the week. And all honesty, all 4 games are pretty good to watch compared to the wild card weekend, where those games sucked and all blowouts. And the margin of victory for all these games were 3 points. Or well, no, not the last one. It was 6, but 3, 6, 9, 15. Yeah. 15 points was the margin difference between the winners and losers. And I mean, next week when it comes to Championship Sunday, it's gonna be. I'm gonna have the same feeling. It's gonna be like I'm gonna be waiting all day. Wow, come on, Stafford, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Wow, he had his receivers at 4th down, 2nd down. My bad. I mean, I'll be waiting all day. And I think the first game will be Cincinnati at Kansas City. That game I'm more looking forward to watching, have on, and see if see who goes to the Super Bowl. Will Kansas City go to their 3rd straight Super Bowl and dominate, show their dominance? Oh, touchdown! OBJ! Will Kansas City show their dominance and show them why they're the new team to beat in the AFC? And it's amazing. And they say, it's hard. It's hard to get to the championship game. It's hard to win it. But yet you look at the AFC. Well, the Patriots went to 8 straight AFC championship games, winning 5 of those. The only ones they lost were to Baltimore and Denver. They lost to Baltimore and Denver twice. They lost to Denver twice and Baltimore once. And the other 5 times they won, they were 3-2 in the Super Bowl. Denver went 1-1 and Baltimore went 1-0 in those appearances. And the last time the Patriots went and won the Super Bowl was 3 straight. They went to the Super Bowl 3 straight years, going 2-1 those 3 years, and beating the Rams was their last Super Bowl victory. And the only time the Rams won a Super Bowl was when they were in St. Louis, thanks to Kurt Warner and company, the greatest show on turf. How many other times they made the Super Bowl prior to that? Right, I think they made the Super Bowl 3 other times prior to that. They were 0-3. They won Super Bowl 34. They lost Super Bowl 36. And then they lost Super Bowl 43 or 53.
On first down, it's Mitchell.
While San Francisco, on the other hand, first 5 times they went to the Super Bowl, they were 5-0. Joe Montana 4-0, Steve Young 1-0, and then that was 94 season. And then it took the Niners, oh boy, 18 years, I guess, 18 years to finally return to the Super Bowl, with
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
Jim Harbaugh?
He is met in his
Harbaugh and Kaepernick and Crabtree and that company. And we had the Harbaugh Bowl in Super Bowl 50. Excuse me. Was that 56? Or was that 57? Or 47? No. That was 47. Super Bowl 47. Yeah. And San Francisco came up short. They came up short. And that's the first time. That's the first time ever that San Francisco quarterback threw an interception in a Super Bowl. That's the first time ever San Francisco lost a Super Bowl. And those fans, those same fans, like, wow, where did this come from?
Report, but business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Meanwhile, Garoppolo's throw complete here to Ayuk.
They're going to hurry up or timeout.
4 yards
So,
to completion.
San Francisco got the ball in the first half. Beginning of the first half because Jimmy G just threw an interception right away. So, San Francisco needs to get a touchdown on this drive to stay alive in this game in my mind.
Moving hastily, they're scurrying to the line. On play action.
Plenty of time.
And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right side.
Out of bounds,
says the line judge.
And so, you know, Niner fans and Niner Nation's like, wow. No, I thought we were going to win our 6th Super Bowl.
For the 4th time today.
And nope. And then San Francisco kind of crumbled after that. Okay. Harbaugh stayed for one more season if it was, and they hired Chip Kelly for some reason, and then he got fired.
Set to go again. Here's Cam Akers in the LA offense. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later.
2013 was Harbaugh's last year.
Through the air first. Maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on. And then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this
drive, I believe. 2015 was someone else. Or am I still thinking that wrong? Alright. Not like it really matters.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
Not like it really matters. But I mean, they were in Super Bowl in 2012, Super Bowl 47. And then it would be 7 years later. 7 years later, they had to wait to return back to the Super Bowl with Kyle Shanahan as the head coach and Jimmy G, the franchise, right? The franchise quarterback, Jimmy G. They had the lead. 2010. They were winning 20-10 with almost 6 minutes left in the game, and they give up 21 points. That defense collapsed, and San Francisco lost their 2nd Super Bowl ever. Go 5-2. And here we go.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout. Their second, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Well, that's the one thing I haven't done. Probably do that in a little bit. NFC, probably after halftime. I'll talk about the NFC Championship Game, how these two teams have performed. Obviously,
options galore here.
You know, San Francisco has made the Super Bowl 7 times. LA.
A give running right is Akers. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
San Francisco has made the NFC Championship Game 17 times.
Extra tight ends, extra beef, they want to run the football. But that means
and they are 7-9.
If you get strung out on the perimeter,
the LA Rams, they have made the NFC Championship Game 10 times. Or 11 times. Oh, excuse me. So, okay. This is San Francisco 17th time. They are 7-9 currently. In LA, they made it 11 times. They are currently 4-6. Okay, so they made the Super Bowl. I'm trying to think. They played in the Super Bowl teams. They played Pittsburgh. And
we can capitalize on
Who's
them
the
getting
other team the Rams
possibly
played
in
and
the
lost
open
in the
field.
Super
And I
Bowl
think in
to?
the second half, that may loosen up the
Outside the
defense a little bit
Patriots.
to get the
When they
running
were
game
Super
going
Bowls.
back inside.
Well,
Now
timeout.
whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
3 seconds left in the first half. What the heck? Oh, okay. They only had the one prior Super Bowl in '79. Man, I thought they made a Super Bowl more than that.
So 3 seconds.
Okay, we'll get to that after halftime. We'll see if they go up by 17. And it's no good.
And that one's not gonna get there.
Be right
Not
back.
enough juice and ambitious effort, but it's well short. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for the Niners in that first half. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Rams, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. From the end zone, here comes Brandon Powell. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Matthew Stafford and the rest of the Rams offense set to take over once more. He's showing off that arm, showing it off very well. They've got the lead. Don't forget, though, about the protection he's had. The protection's been good.
And I'll guarantee you he hasn't forgotten about it at all, because that's keeping him clean in the pocket, allowing him to step into throws and make those deep passes come true. I mean, it's just been beautiful for him to do. But guess what? In the hole, on the sidelines, guarantee
Okay, and Rams missed a field goal just before halftime, but the ball right back.
Indeed, entertaining to relive some of those deep balls. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And, oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, my God.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first
Okay,
down.
so let's, just before halftime, I was looking back at the NFC Championship game, and like I mentioned in the in my AFC Championship game, how since '95 there've only been on the AFC side like 7 or 8 teams. Half the conference has represented the AFC in that 26-year span. While on the NFC side, 13 teams of the 16 have represented the NFC. And it's just ridiculous, you know. Washington, Detroit, and Minnesota are the only 3 teams that have not made it to the Super Bowl in that 26-year span. While
Stafford moves forward. It's a jet sweep.
Dallas,
Get him down after a
Chicago,
second and 2.
Arizona, and New Orleans are the only ones to make the Super Bowl once in that time span. So that's 4, that's 7. So 7 minus 16 is 9. So the remaining 9 teams have made it multiple times. We know Atlanta's made it twice, Green Bay's made it twice, Carolina's made it twice, Philadelphia's made it twice. New York, they made it twice.
Offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making a play.
And that's 5, so that leaves me with
Off of play action. Here's Stafford.
leaves me with 4 teams.
And that is incomplete. Not his best throw there. Where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
San Francisco has made it twice. That's
exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet.
That's 6, so that's me. Seattle's made it 3 times.
But understanding clock management.
The Rams have made it 4 times. And
Here's Johnny Hacker now.
does that leave me with anybody else? It's got to,
He
right?
deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
Seattle, San Francisco only made it twice, and
And that one hits at the
that's
7,
6.
but bounds
That's
into
it,
the
3.
end
Who's
zone, and
the
that'll
other
be a
team that made
touchback.
more ones? I'm missing one then.
Here's a
I
look at
think.
the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first
Oh no,
possession
Tampa Bay's made it
of the
twice.
second half. And their defense did its
So,
job by forcing
San
the punt to
Francisco-
start things out, and now Charles,
No, I
can
mean
the offense get it
the
geared?
Rams in general have gone to the Super Bowl 3 times, and Seattle's gone to the Super Bowl 3 times. So, but
if we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
it's just ridiculous how the NFC has been more broad.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here first and 10.
Just
at the
ridiculous.
20.
But anyways,
And to give this
you know,
time to
St. Louis.
Tampa.
I keep saying St. Louis
Stops
because
right at the 25.
the first time the Rams made the Super Bowl was '79. They lost to Pittsburgh. Okay, now it's Pittsburgh's 4th Super Bowl in 8 years. Their second back-to-back Super Bowl or whatever in 6 years, whatever. It doesn't matter. Pittsburgh was the team of the 70s. Okay, and then it would be 20 years until the Rams made it back to the Super Bowl. This time as St. Louis, greatest show on turf. They win. Okay. 2 years later, they make it back to the Super Bowl,
After the pickup of 5,
and
here's second
they
and
lose
5.
on the last second field goal to Adam Vinatieri and New England Patriots,
To throw is
and the rest is
Garoppolo.
history.
That's to the
Okay.
right side,
It
complete to
wouldn't be
Kittle. And he's taken
17
down, but able
years
to
later,
slip across
17
the
years
35.
later, the Rams would make the Super Bowl, but then just get embarrassed by who? None other than the New England Patriots
So from the
and
36 now,
oh
first
yeah,
and
a
10.
little guy named Tom Brady, who's still
Fake the
quarterback.
give, now Garoppolo looks to throw. that's
And
incomplete.
boom.
Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had
And now here
anybody
they go.
open, Charles,
This is
so
their
just gets rid of it.
11th NFC Championship game. Chance to redeem themselves. I mean, they 74, 75, 76. They went to 78, 79. They were in 5 NFC Championship games in 6 years. So they were almost. They were the Packers of the 70s. The current Packers of the 70s. Aaron Rodgers in the 70s.
To the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And here we go. They're back. Now San Francisco, they're going to be in their 17th NFC Championship game. And first one since 2019. And you know they were 5-0 in the Super Bowl. They won 81, 84, 88, 89, all with Joe Cool, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and then San Francisco hands the reins over the Steve Young. Down he goes. They hand the reins off to Steve Young. He finally gets the monkey off his back in '94 after going 3 straight as well. You know, losing to Dallas all 92, 93, but finally beating them in '94. But then, you know, then they made it back to the NFC Championship in '97. Steve Young, but they lose to Brett Favre and the Green Bay Packers. And then it wasn't until 2011 they get back. 2011 they get back to the NFC Championship game with Alex Smith and rookie coach, head coach Harbaugh. But they lose. Then they make it back in 2012. They win, but lose in the Super Bowl. The first time Niners lose in the Super Bowl. They go back in 2013. They lose to Seattle. And then they had their down period. They went through like 4 different coaches in 4 years. Oh, look at that room to run. And they get back to the NFC Championship game in 2019. They beat the Packers. They blow a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl. And they go 5-2 in the Super Bowl. Now here we go. 2 years later, they're back in. Rubber match. And what I said, 80, was that 89? I'll have to look at the Rams. Yeah, 89. 89 was when these two teams met in the NFC Championship Game, and the Niners won, obviously. But there you go. So how did we get here? How did these two teams get here?
First down, Garoppolo. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And this one almost intercepted.
We'll start with San Francisco. They are the lowest seed remaining in all the playoffs. They're the 6th seed. They can become the 3rd team, I think 3rd team ever. Yeah, Tampa Bay was a 5th seed last year. They can become the 3rd, 6th seed to win it all, potentially. Joining Green Bay and Pittsburgh.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
San Francisco last year, they were last in the NFC West. They were 6 and 10, I think. I remember. And riddled with injuries.
They've got to pay it off with some points.
So the season starts off in Detroit, and they take care of the Lions. It got a little dicey at the end, but they held on. They beat those Motown kittens. And boom. Then they stay out east. They take on Philly. They beat them by 6. And then they have their first home game in forever, because how the 2020 season ended, Santa Clara, whatever county they're in, had a no large group banned forever, so they couldn't play football, couldn't play hockey, couldn't do nothing. That got lifted, and San Francisco was finally with fans and stands. And they host the Green Bay Packers. And with, 40-something seconds left in the game, San Francisco goes up 28-27. But that was too much time for Aaron Rodgers and company then. And Green Bay won on a last-second field goal. And you know how it is. So San Francisco is at their first loss against Green Bay. And then the losing just begins. They lose to Seattle. Then they lose to Arizona. They lose to Indianapolis. And Halloween comes around. They lost 4 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're 2 and 4. They take on Chicago in the windy city on Halloween, and they bounce back with the win. They get the dub. And then they run into another hiccup. They run into Arizona again. They get swept by the Cardinals. So that's what I say. They lost 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, 5. So they were.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
3 and 5. I guess. After the Arizona game, yeah. They were 3 and 5. Arizona was 8 and 1. Just both teams were in the opposite direction. But funny thing is, things changed after that. Like I said, San Francisco has beaten the Rams. Going into the season, they beat the Rams 4 straight times, and nothing's boosted their morale. Then they beat them. They hosted the Rams. They beat the Rams 31-10. Okay, 4 and 5. Take on Jacksonville. Who doesn't? Who can't beat Jacksonville? Buffalo, Indianapolis. But they win. They're now 5 and 5.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
They host Minnesota. They beat them 6 and 5. Go to Seattle. They lose. They lose, so they're 6 and 6. Heading into the 2nd week of December, and then you had a thriller in Cincinnati, the Queen City. And to some extent, that's when I don't want to say momentum changed. That they had a hit. They got momentum going back on their side. They head into Cincinnati and force overtime and win it. Cincinnati got field goals. They get a chance to rebuttal, and they got a touchdown. They take on Atlanta. just like Jacksonville, who can't beat Atlanta. Thursday night game, San Francisco heads out to Tennessee and just fell short. Tennessee somehow found a way to win, and that beat so far San Francisco's last loss of the season. Last time they lose. A short week. Because they would head back home, beat up Houston, and then here we go. Win and get in scenario. They had to beat Los Angeles, who they've beaten 5 straight times. Okay? 5 straight years.
An era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch.
And LA.
Their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily
LA jumped out to, I believe, 17-0.
When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now.
Yeah, it was 17-0 in San Francisco was getting field goal at the end of the first half. Okay, and then all of a sudden, at the end of the third quarter, San Francisco ties up 17-17. And with about a little over 2 minutes left in the game, LA gets the lead 24-17, but just, with 30 seconds left in the game, San Francisco ties it up 24-24, and then with about 2:45 left in the game, in overtime, San Francisco, Robbie Gould kicks a 24-yard field goal to win it, which means they make the playoffs. They're in. They won, they're in. They're the 6th seed, which means they're heading to Dallas, which we had the rivalry renewed once again. The first time in 25 years, did they say? 25 or whatever, 26, 27 years, maybe 26 years, whatever. 26 sounds right, because it was 95. It was 94 season, 95 playoffs.
San Francisco set to go on offense.
Oh my goodness. 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And San Francisco just jumped out of the gate. They jumped out of the gate, beat the crap out of Dallas. They let Dallas slightly crawl back, but thanks to Dallas's poor timing and mishaps, San Francisco ends up surviving and wins that game. And San Francisco was the better team in that game, for sure. They had the lead and they kept it. Then, divisional round. San Francisco had won 4 straight. 3 straight. No, 3 straight playoff games against the Packers. Back-to-back years in 2012 and 2013 and 2019. And it looked like even though it was low scoring and kind of sloppy, it looked like Green Bay was going to hang on to it. But as we all know, Green Bay's special team was more than just special. Isn't that special? And Green Bay special teams cost the Packers the game. San Francisco wins on the last field goal. And here we are, NFC Championship Game. Second time in 3 years. And what's next for Green Bay? We'll talk about that in a little bit. Now on the flip side, LA Rams. Now, San Francisco finished the regular season 10-7. LA 12-5. So how they get to 12-5? Well, they start the season. They host Chicago, and they just Stafford taking on his old division rival, the Chicago Bears, go Bears, and they win by 20, 34-14. Then they head to Indianapolis. They sneak one out. They take care of business and win 27-24. Tampa Bay comes to town. Tampa Bay comes down, and they show dominance and win by 10 against the Buccaneers. And Tom Brady and company are just all shook up. But then, LA hosted the Cardinals. They host the Cardinals, and the Cardinals, the battle of undefeated teams. And the Cardinals just walked all over LA, and LA gets their first loss this season.
You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area.
So what? They were 4-1 at the time, 3-1, 3-1.
Stafford's throw, it's complete into the hands of
And then they had the Seattle, they beat Seattle. They had the New York, they beat the Giants. Detroit Lions come down, they beat the Lions.
These tight ends nowadays in the NFL, they're just bigger wide receivers.
Then
on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route
Then
across the field, and
they had the Houston, they took care of Houston, so they rail off 1, 2, 3, 4 more wins in a row. And so they were 7-1 after beating the Texans. Okay. Then Tennessee comes to town. And I think that was when they lost Derrick Henry. And I'm like, Tennessee doesn't have a chance. And this was LA's mid-season slump. You know, Stafford started throwing pick sixes to everybody. Tennessee had a pick six. Okay, this was start of November. The Rams just stunk. And I don't think they won a game in November. They had 3 games and they went 0-3. You know what? They lost to Tennessee. They went to San Francisco. They lost to the 49ers. Then they had their bye. Then they went to Green Bay. They lost to Green Bay. And they went from 7-1 to 7-4, and it's like, oh my God, it's panic mode. Time to panic. Panic mode. But yet, you took on Jacksonville. It's like, okay.
From the 50, Stafford.
We got this. Then you went out to the desert, take on Arizona. Arizona started to slump. Okay, division's out for grabs. Both teams.
That's always a good place to throw
going into that game, both teams. Arizona was 10-2 at the time. At that point in the time, Arizona only had to win a game to clinch a playoff spot. It took Arizona like 3 weeks to clinch a playoff spot. Oh, and speaking of interception, Stafford just got intercepted.
Picked up by Ambry Thomas. And the 49ers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. So that's
and LA went 9-4. You know?
And caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance.
Then they hosted Seattle, took care of Seattle. Just put the birds out of their misery. Went to Minnesota, they took care of business, took out Minnesota. Went out to Baltimore, another bird, no problemo. They took care of those birds. And then they won. No, the West was still up for grabs then. But they went 12-4. They were 12-4 at that point. And then final game of the season, Week 18. A win or Arizona loss, they win the division.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
You win, you knock San Francisco out of the playoffs. You don't have to worry about another division team in the playoffs. But like I just said, just recapped on San Francisco's side. San Francisco, after going up 17-0, San Francisco comes right back, ties up the game. LA retakes the lead, 24-17, but then San Francisco scores the next 10 points to win in overtime. 7-4 to overtime and 3 to win it. Oh. I mean, San Francisco's not out this yet. They're going to be going to the 4th in a little bit, and just down by 14. So, okay, so LA finishes 4th in the NFC, behind Tampa Bay and Dallas. No, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and Dallas. So they're the 4th seed. They get to host the 5th seed, who's Arizona, who they just beat a month ago. And it showed. Arizona, they had the best record in football for half the season, maybe 3/4 the season, and it didn't matter. Arizona slumped.
Fighting to stay upright.
Arizona slumped, and they showed why they were in a funk. LA took care of business. Then they took on Tampa Bay, the team that they played earlier in the season in SoFi at LA. This time they had to go to Tampa Bay on the East Coast. But the plus side, it was a 3 o'clock local time, which on the West Coast is noon. It's noon out there, so their bodies could adjust. Okay? And that's easy. And LA was winning. I even recapped the game earlier, but they were winning 27-3 with about 3 minutes left. With about 3 minutes left in the third, when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers scored 10 points and out the third quarter, and then they scored 14 more points to tie the game with 42 seconds left. Matthew Stafford's like, 42 seconds, that's it. I want to know how many LA Rams fans were there in Tampa Bay be like, taking the picture like, 42 seconds, that's too much time for Matthew Stafford. Because the Packer fan in 2017.
So coming on now,
he's going to try a field goal. Goal's not going to make this.
This will be from 56 yards out, and he missed it. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
And a Packer fan in 2017 in Green Bay played Dallas. Is that 2017? I think so. And the guy's like, too much time, and then that just became a trend. That a couple Packer fans did that in San Francisco earlier in the year, and I want to know how many Rams fans would do the same thing with Matthew Stafford. They'd be like, 42 seconds, just a few plays later from Matt Stafford to Cup. Field goal range, game winner, and yes, Tom Brady is eliminated from the playoffs. Thank you. Thank you. So the question becomes, so we got San Francisco, LA, but the real question becomes, what's next for Green Bay and Tampa Bay? And I think there's more questions in Green Bay than there are in Tampa Bay. There was rumors floating around earlier today that Tom Brady might actually retire. And in all honesty, if he's able to go, and he knows these guys, he needs to know if his weapons, or he will get weapons in the offseason, if they're going to be back. And I don't see why not. Why wouldn't Tom Brady come back to Tampa Bay? I mean, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head who they would play.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant
who can they play this year?
Stafford now to throw. He gets this into the hands of Cup once again. 7 yards.
The ball's in 16.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across.
I mean, who knows when Godwin's running back? Evans should still, they have the money, they'll keep him. Keep everybody as much as they can. But I mean, look at the schedule, who they play. I mean, the NFC South was semi-competitive, but you are the top dog down there. The Saints don't have a quarterback. The New Orleans doesn't have a quarterback. Atlanta, yes, they have Matt Ryan, but he's washed up now. And Carolina, they don't have a quarterback. They got nothing. Those three teams got nothing on Tampa Bay. Okay. Then they gotta play the NFC West though. Ooh. They have to go to Arizona and San Francisco. But LA comes to town, and Seattle comes to town. So that's a plus in their favor. they get the host Green Bay, but they'll have to go to Dallas. But those are, depending on who's under center in Green Bay, I mean, those could be 2 more wins for Tampa Bay. They have to play the AFC North. And Brown, they have to go to Cleveland, they got to go to Pittsburgh. Come on. Depending on what time of year. Easy peasy. Baltimore and Cincinnati, those are going to be a little tough when they come to town. And then they get to play Kansas City. They get to play the top seed from the AFC West, and that they host Kansas City. That's going to be a good one. So I don't see why would Tom Brady retire. He has the opportunity to take the Buccaneers back to the playoffs and back potentially championship game, if not Super Bowl. Look at that time. And
great defense there on 3rd and goal. They
took away
everything. Forced him to fire that one to the sideline where no one could get it.
I don't know who their free agents are, and I'm not going to dive too deep into that, but I mean, it depends. I'm pretty sure they have the money and so on and so forth. So, I mean,
so out comes the field goal team now for the second time here
he'll
today.
make it. But I don't know. I would be shocked if Tom Brady would say, "Yeah, I'm done." I can't see him retiring on a losing note. If he would win one more, if he comes back and wins one more, then maybe. But I wouldn't be surprised. You know, he just plays out his contract, plays till he's 50. Who knows? It's just ridiculous. But then it's on the flip side. You got Green Bay. They got. I obviously, since I'm a Packer backer, I'm a homer. I think that they're going to go 17-0 every year. That they're going to win the Super Bowl every year, just because of who they have. Yeah, I'm going to feel that way. So, but if the main question is, what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? And Aaron Rodgers, with all the scrutiny that he's had in the last few years and so forth, just how he won the Super Bowl in 2010, but has had poor performances since. You know, his Super Bowl performances or his playoff performances haven't been great. But the thing is, he doesn't play defense, and he certainly doesn't play special teams. So you look at how did the Packers lose and won? Well, in 2011 they lost in the divisional round to San Francisco, or the New York Giants, because their offense did not perform and their defense sucked that year. Okay, their defense was bend but not break. 2012, they couldn't stop Kaepernick. Kaepernick ran all over them. 2013, San Francisco had the ball last. It was a who had the ball last type game.
To try again after the sack. Garoppolo. He'll get this into the hands of
2014, they get to the NFC Championship Game for the first time since 2010, but then they blow it. They blew it. Their defense collapsed and their offense couldn't move it because they played too conservative. 2015, they started off great. They snuck into the playoffs more or less to some degree, and just they blew it. They forced overtime. Hail Mary from Aaron Rodgers to force overtime. But then Arizona throws the ball to Larry Fitzgerald, catch and run like 80 yards or 70 yards. And it's like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Okay? 2016. Incredible run. They went on a run. On that, damn it. Aaron Rodgers even he mentioned an interview leading up to this game, saying that leading up to this divisional game against San Francisco, that they're getting ready for a run. And
It's a 42-yard punt.
Just sickening. But I understand teams gotta be confident. But I mean, okay, so 2016, they were 4-6. They won 6 in a row. They'll win the North. They beat the Giants. They beat Dallas. But then they get destroyed by Atlanta.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
They got destroyed by Atlanta. 2017, 2018, Rodgers gets hurt. They miss the playoffs both years. Mike McCarthy gets fired. And they hire Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur takes the team 13-3 their first year. They beat Seattle in the divisional round. They go to the NFC Championship Game and just get run all over. Rams by San Fran. Then 2020, #1 seed, home field advantage, beat the Rams in the playoffs, but the Rams weren't the Rams. In all honesty, they were banged up. And then they take on Tom Brady and company and they collapse. This year, same thing. 13-4, best record in football, #1 seed, and then they can't do jack diddly. And they lose. And the whole offseason of Aaron Rodgers not liking the organization, this and that, and it's like, okay, what's convincing? Is he going to stay or not? Is Rodgers going to stay? And the real question is, does Rodgers think he's going to win somewhere else? I mean, and then there's Devontae Adams. He's a free agent. There's a handful of free agents out there that the Packers have to deal with. And those are the two big names, and they don't have much money. Their salary cap is, running tight. And the Packers don't have that easiest of schedule next year, to some extent, in my opinion. Okay? I mean, yes, you play the NFC North. And look who's in there. You can easily go 6-0 if you play your chips just right. Okay? Then you play the NFC. You head to Philadelphia and you head to Washington. And you can win those games. But Green Bay hasn't won in Washington forever in the regular season.
On 2nd down now.
And then they host Dallas and New York. Dallas will be interesting because Mike McCarthy, first time he'll get to play against his former team. Giants, they suck. So I mean, right there, and I'm looking at this as if Rodgers was the quarterback, is the quarterback in 2022, not Jordan Love. I mean, right there, that's 2 to 3 wins, I'd say.
It's 1st and 10. They'll give this to Akers running right.
Then you host LA and you head to Tampa Bay. That could be a split. In my mind, you can split that. Then you play the AFC East. You host New England, you host the Jets, you head to Buffalo, and you head to Miami. And that's another 2-3 wins in my mind. And then you host Tennessee. And that's a coin flip. So even if you go 4-2 in the division, 2-2 against the NFC East, that's 6-4. Split the Rams and Buccaneers. That's 7-5. Say you do go 3. Say you only lose to Buffalo and you beat the other 3. That's what, 10-6, and you beat Tennessee. That's 7. That's 12-6. 11-6. And that's good enough to win the division. That's good enough to finish, minimum 4th. But that's the problem. Then they'll get another home playoff game, which home field advantage isn't really the same. And who knows with Devontae, if he wants to stay, if he thinks he can win somewhere else. I mean, options are going to be out there.
Now Stafford's
under pressure. And there's a handful of free agents that Packers have to deal with, and money talks, and it's going to be a long offseason. I mean, technically, Rodgers is under contract, I do believe. I don't think he's technically. Or did they reduce it? I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure, but if they switch to Jordan Love, looking at that schedule, I say the Packers are at least a 500 team. They potentially split the division and split all the games, more or less. I'd say maybe 9 and 8, 7 and 10. But it also depends on other special teams. So I think Tampa Bay's future is looking better than Green Bay's. And even if Tom Brady does retire, who is the quarterback down there? That's the question. Both these teams have great quarterbacks, and if they both don't come back, then I think both teams kind of will shake, be a little shaky. And that's my opinion, and I think, but if both quarterbacks come back, I think, they'll be, see both teams back in the playoffs. But like for both quarterbacks, like how much longer are you going to do this? Tom Brady, you know what? He's got 7 rings, He's got 7 rings, and he's seen more wins than anybody else. And so no one likes losing. It's not like he's going to take losing easily or whatever. Anybody else, but he's been there, done that type thing. Aaron Rodgers, he's seen more losses than anything else, more heartbreak, and there's only so much he can do. It's the pieces around him. It's can the GM get the players? Can the players fit the coach's system? Can the coaches coach the players? And can the players win the game? Execute them to win the game. Okay.
From the shotgun, he'll throw. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there.
I know I'm talking a lot about the Packers and the Buccaneers, but hey, you're looking at the NFC. They're looking, Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl last year. Green Bay has been a top dog, basically. Has been a top dog since Brett Favre came to town. And that's the one issue, is you have all this mild success winning your division. You constantly win your division, having a home playoff game, and just coming up short half the time. And it's difficult. It's tough. Unless you're Tom Brady and the Patriots are your company.
Now 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And right back to Kittle. This time he's got it. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4.
So,
defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion.
And then, truth with Jimmy G here for San Francisco. Okay. Even if say San Francisco, he leads the 49ers to the Super Bowl, and even if he wins it, do they keep him, or do they let him go and they go to Trey Lance? Because we got what we want out of you, now you can be on your way. I don't think so. Because Jimmy G's not that. He's not the quarterback. He's not the offense. It's Debo Samuels. It's their running back. It's George Kittle. Okay. All Garoppolo has to do is hit those connections. Okay. You know, throw it to Kittle. Hand the ball off to Samuels. Throw the ball to Samuels. Hand the ball off to whoever the running back is.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo.
You know, and limit his mistakes. And there was plenty of times in that divisional game against Green Bay that he did not look good. I know he had, you know, injured shoulder, injured thumb, but there's only so many excuses you can do. And LA's got their quarterback for the next 5-6 years in my mind with Stafford, especially getting them to the NFC Championship Game again. Not him personally, but the team themselves to get back to the NFC Championship Game. You got a great defense with Donald, Von Miller, and Ramsey and company in the, you know, if they stay healthy, I mean, you know, the Rams could go on a run. If they have the money too for everybody. And then you got Odell Beckham Jr. now on offense. You have Kupp, Wood comes back next year. I mean, you got weapons galore. And if Stafford doesn't make any mistakes, I mean, you saw that in the game against Buccaneers. They're winning 27-3, and then all of a sudden there was that bad snap. The Rams just got a strip sack on Tom Brady, and then very next play or whatever, bad snap, center snaps the ball without Matthew Stafford looking. They're gonna have to go for it, and then that would be the game if they don't get it. They're not sending out Robbie Gould.
Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
They be going for it. They have to go for it.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Garoppolo, got to have this one.
He gets it. Jeez. They're going to go for 2. They're going to go for 2. Yeah, 15-31, and yeah, they more or less have to. But then they're down by 16, so yeah, they're down by 24.
Defensively, how do you let that happen? I think you start with the offense and you give them credit for going for it, having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right.
So yeah,
there's no way something like that's supposed to
we'll
happen
see.
in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
All Jimmy G had to do was run it in, and he's going to be short. So here comes the onside kick. Now, I'll do my prediction right now. San Francisco versus Los Angeles. I know San Francisco has won 6 straight against the Rams. I know they are 1-0 against the Rams in the playoffs. But times are a-changing. And luck, midnight is going to strike on this Cinderella team from the Bay Area, and San Francisco is going to lose. The LA Rams are going to become the 2nd team ever to host this, the host city, hosting the Super Bowl, host, in the stadium that they play in, home games, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And the Rams are my pick to win it, to make it to the Super Bowl. If you want to see, want to hear who I picked to win the AFC Championship Game, you got to tune into the AFC preview. So, here we are with just 84 seconds away. The real question is, San Francisco probably will use their timeouts.
Coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
I think it's my headphones. So LA is just going to run the ball. If they get a first down, game will be over, more or less.
On first down, Akers, and he's going to take this ahead.
No,
right around
San Francisco's not going to call timeout yet.
Second down.
I mean, if I'm San Francisco, I call timeout. I use up my 3 timeouts, get the ball back. But it looks like they're throwing in the towel. Well, I suppose maybe, but just because now it's what? It's a 18-point game.
Going right back to Akers. And some good tackling.
And is that going to be the last play of the game? Maybe. Hope so.
They had 3 yards on first down, just
I
1
hope so.
yard there. Have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down.
That's the game.
Well,
and
an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you.
That's all I'm hoping. We'll see if Madden gets it right. Like I said, AFC, tune in, watch that video, see who I pick and who's gonna win that. Here we got the LA Rams beating San Francisco for the first time in 3 years and 6 tries. 7th try was took, you know, was a luck. So there you go.
Oh man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but yeah, you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide. I appreciate that.
So yay. And one more major announcement. There you go, LA 31, San Francisco 13. And there you go, there you have it. And I plan on, I'll be taking a week off. I ain't going to do this Pro Bowl. Taking a week off, and I plan on doing my Super Bowl prediction, my Super Bowl stream, Super Bowl simulation live on Twitch on Thursday, February 10th. At that night, so you know, tune in to twitch.tv, the King R. Watch me live, or you'll have to stay tuned to watch it, watch the video on YouTube. So there you go. Until next time, till then, whatever. Adios, muchachos.